Welcome back, everyone. Grab your popcorn, because today's story is packed with shocking twists, emotional moments, and secrets that change everything. Let's jump right in. I've been a loyal General Hospital fan for decades now, sitting in my favorite chair after supper, watching those folks in Port Charles go through every kind of heartbreak and joy you can imagine. But lately, the real drama has spilled right out of the TV and into real life, and it's got me shaking my head. I'm talking about what's happening with Brandon Barash and his ex-wife, Kirsten Storms. It just breaks my heart to see how some so-called fans are treating them, especially Brandon. Let me tell you, I always enjoyed Brandon's work on the show. He brought a realness to his character that made you care about what happened to him. But now, after Kirsten shared that Instagram post expressing how upset she was about the TMZ story on the restraining order, it feels like a pack of wolves came out of the woodwork. A whole bunch of people started jumping on Brandon, blaming him for everything that's gone wrong in Kirsten's life. They're acting like they know every little detail, pointing fingers and saying it's all his fault. I've seen this kind of thing before in life, and it never sits right with me. At the same time, poor Kirsten is catching it from the other side too. Some folks are being downright cruel, claiming she's just pretending to have problems or faking her struggles. That's just mean-spirited, if you ask me. From what's come out, she's been dealing with a serious brain aneurysm, and she even mentioned someone trying to break into her apartment down in Tennessee. Can you imagine how frightening that must be? A woman living alone, not feeling safe in her own home? It makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. Brandon did what he felt he had to do. According to the court papers TMZ reported on, he's worried about her mental health and wants to protect their daughter, little Harper. As a father myself, I understand that deep down drive to keep your kids safe. Family is everything, and when things get complicated after a divorce, it's never easy. You do what you think is right, even if it means going to court and facing the storm that follows. But instead of giving him the benefit of the doubt, too many fans decided to play judge and jury from behind their computer screens. I remember all those years watching General Hospital, seeing characters forgive each other, work through messy situations, and choose kindness even when it was hard. You'd think the people who love the show the most would carry some of those lessons into real life. Instead, here we are with fans bullying one of the actors who helped make the show so special for so many years. It's two sides to every story, like my old grandpa used to say, and none of us sitting at home really know what's happening behind those closed doors. What gets me most is how this kind of online piling on can hurt real people who are already going through a tough time. Brandon and Kirsten gave us countless hours of entertainment, made us laugh, cry, and cheer for their characters. Now they're dealing with personal pain, and instead of sending good thoughts their way, some folks are adding to the hurt. Kirsten has even said she won't be coming back to General Hospital anytime soon, and that makes me sad too. She's been such a big part of the show's heart over the years. Look, life is hard enough without strangers on the internet kicking you when you're down. I hope Brandon finds some peace while protecting his daughter, and I hope Kirsten gets the help and safety she needs with that health scare. They've both brought a lot of joy to fans like me over the years. Maybe it's time we remember the golden rule my mama taught me. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Or better yet, lift each other up instead of tearing folks down. These actors are human beings with real struggles, just like the rest of us. Let's show them the same compassion we'd want for our own families. That's what I believe, anyway. What about you folks out there? Have you been following this story too? I've been a diehard General Hospital fan for so many years that these characters feel like old friends. Lately, though, my mind keeps drifting back to Kirsten Storms and everything she's going through. I sit there in the evening thinking to myself, what's going to happen next with her? It's the kind of question that keeps an old fella like me up at night, worrying about folks who've given us so much joy on screen. From what I've seen, a whole lot of people have already made up their minds and are pointing the finger straight at Brandon Barash. They're blaming him for just about everything that's happening in Kirsten's life right now, saying he hasn't done enough to support her or protect the mother of his little girl. But let's hold on a minute here, friends. It was TMZ that first brought the restraining order story to light, not Brandon running to the papers himself. Still, that hasn't stopped the rush to judgment. I've watched it unfold on social media, and it makes me shake my head. Folks are acting like they know every private detail, when the truth is, none of us on the outside really understand what's going on behind those closed doors. Kirsten herself posted on Instagram looking pretty disappointed about the whole thing, but here's the part that stands out to me. She hasn't said one word about her relationship with Brandon, not a single comment. That tells me she's keeping some things close to her heart, and I respect that. A woman going through what she's going through deserves that space. On top of everything else, she's been open about this serious brain aneurysm she's dealing with, and she's even talked about feeling like someone was trying to break into her apartment down in Tennessee. Can you imagine how scary that must feel? Living alone, not feeling safe in your own home, all while your health is giving you trouble? My heart just aches for her. As a father myself, I can't help but think about little Harper in the middle of all this. Kids need stability and love from both parents, even when things between mom and dad get complicated. Brandon filed those papers because he was worried about Kirsten's mental health and wanted to keep his daughter safe. That's what the court record said. I get that protective feeling deep in my bones. But instead of giving him some understanding, too many fans have turned into critics, piling on and making everything worse. And poor Kirsten is catching heat from the other side too, with some people saying unkind things about her struggles. That's just not the way we should treat people who've brought so much heart to General Hospital over the years. I keep wondering if this online bullying will finally die down soon, or if it's going to keep stirring the pot. Life has taught me that these kinds of storms can blow over if folks choose kindness instead of keyboard anger. Kirsten has been such a bright light on the show, and hearing she won't be coming back anytime soon makes me sad for all of us fans. But more than that, I hope she finds real peace, gets the medical care she needs, and feels safe again. Maybe she'll have some quiet time to heal and figure out the next chapter for herself and Harper. General Hospital has always shown us that even in the toughest times, there's room for healing, forgiveness, and fresh starts. That's what I loved most about those stories, watching people pick themselves up after heartbreak. Right now, it feels like Kirsten and Brandon could use a little of that same spirit from the people who cheered for their characters all these years. Instead of adding to the pain, we ought to be sending good thoughts their way and giving them the privacy to work things out. I'll tell you what, friends, I'm keeping my eyes open for any new updates, just like you probably are. These situations have a way of surprising us, and I truly hope the next chapter brings some calm and better days for Kirsten. She's earned it after all the years she poured into that show. In the meantime, maybe we can all remember the simple rule my dear old mama used to say, treat others the way you'd want to be treated. That still holds true today. What about you folks? Have you been following this story too? I'd love to hear your thoughts if you're comfortable sharing them. We've walked with these actors through so many fictional ups and downs. Now their real lives deserve our understanding and a little grace. I've been a diehard General Hospital fan for decades, and lately my heart's been heavy thinking about Kirsten Storms and what might happen next for her. A lot of folks have rushed to blame Brandon Barash for everything, even though it was TMZ that first reported on the restraining order. They're saying he didn't do enough to support her or protect their daughter Harper's mom. But none of us really know the full story behind closed doors. Kirsten posted on Instagram looking disappointed, yet she hasn't said a word about her relationship with Brandon. She's dealing with a serious brain aneurysm and even fears someone trying to break into her Tennessee apartment. That sounds terrifying. What about you folks? Have you been following this too? Let's send them some kindness instead of judgment.